Welcome back. Let's dive into this nail-biting adventure and see who gets eliminated. Everyone's heart races, wondering, am I the unlucky one? As they plunge, Taron quickly calms down and suggests pairing up. Hold on tight to your buddy, teamwork is the name of the game. But just when they were about to land, one frightened rookie jumped the gun and opened their parachute early. Suddenly, the team dynamic was all out of whack and Taron had to think on her feet. Stay calm. Form a circle, hold hands, and pop parachutes together. Teamwork test, here we go. With only 30 seconds left, the rookies finally pulled their parachutes, leaving Taron and a girl named Susan together. Taron decisively hugged Susan tight, and as the parachute deployed, they landed safely. 3 more contestants were eliminated. Even though Taron passed, she was still upset, thinking, why am I always the unlucky one? Is my life just worthless? No time for pity parties, she suddenly pulled the cord on her parachute, revealing that her shoe was perfectly fine. Surprise, not only that, but all 3 of them get a puppy as a reward. Taron picked the tiniest and cutest one time for the next challenge. The next challenge seemed easy. Trick the woman in the photo into their room by any means necessary. Things took a turn. The moment they hit the bar, they all felt a little woozy. They had been drugged. When Taron woke, she was tied to the tracks with the train's horn blaring nearby. A mysterious stranger interrogated her, demanding to know their identities and purposes, threatening that her friends were already barbecued. As the train approached, Taron stayed stubborn, insisting she knew nothing and refusing to spill the beans. Just as the train zipped by, Hart swooped in, and Taron lived to see another day. What a relief. Turns out this test gauged loyalty to the organization. The other 2, fearing, spilled all secrets. In the end, only Taron and Susan passed the test, and Hart was very pleased with Taron's performance. Next, Hart took Taron to a tailor shop that looked like a high-end suit store but was actually one of the secret weapon storage facilities for elite agents. The gadgets here were amazing, from poison slides to remote poison pens. They had it all. Thousands of high-tech gadgets were at her fingertips, and if Taron aced her final test, she had joined the ranks of elite agents. Soon it was test day, and Taron met the head of the agents, Arthur. But when it came time to choose between the 2 options, Taron decisively picked the former. But because of her extreme mercy, she was kicked out of the agent program, although she felt 0 regret. Mom came home all smiles, but when Taron saw the sadness on her face, she knew her uncle was behind it. Fuming, she jumped in her car to confront her uncle and teach him a lesson. But just as she was about to get out, the car window shut automatically, and the driving took on a mind of its own. At that moment, Hart was calmly observing her from a distance with his tablet in hand when, all of a sudden, he opened a door without hesitation. What greeted her? A stuffed dog. Hart had faced a similar choice back in the day. How could a self-righteous agent make such a cruel choice? Hart's next words left her dumbfounded. There weren't even any bullets in the gun for the final test. It tested obedience to the organization. The girl pretended to be dead, physical and mental torture. But before Taron could process all this, Merlin messaged her they found the killer of the elite agent Lancelot. Due to Lancelot's sacrifice, the organization decided to recruit to fill roundtable vacancies. Hart asked Taron to wait. Little did she know this goodbye would be forever, as Hart went to investigate a church. There was nothing but a bunch of crazed worshippers in the church, and as she tried to wrap up her investigation, someone stopped her. At that moment, the black director pressed another mysterious button, and the worshippers' phones emitted a high-frequency wave, making them lose their marbles. Hart pulled out her gun without a second thought and quickly silenced the blabbing devotee. The gunfire acted like a signal, and chaos erupted as the churchgoers began a free-for-all, crazily attacking Hart. But Hart became a machine, taking them all out one by one. Each gunshot marked a life lost. When bullets ran out, she fought hand to hand. Merlin tried to wake her, but it was hopeless. Hart, now devoid of reason, became a soulless-killing machine, turning everyone in the church into targets. Minutes later, only Hart was left standing in the church. As she stepped outside, she found the director waiting for her, asking, "What have you done for me?" She claimed she had no control, but the director openly stated that she believed humanity was a virus on the planet and the world needed a major cleansing. She had even concocted special phone cards that drove people insane, and only those with chips implanted in their necks could escape the chaos. Earlier, Lancelot was eliminated after discovering his scheme, and Hart's sacrifice left Merlin and Arthur speechless. Taron was furious upon hearing this. As Hart was the one who pulled her from the murk, she vowed to avenge her mentor. Taron begged Arthur to let her take over Hart's seat, but then she noticed a chip scar on Arthur's neck. In that instant, she connected the dots but played it cool, accepting the snowflake Arthur offered her. Arthur stopped hiding, pulling out a remote toxin pen, inviting Taron to join.